David, we are live. Can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you fine, yeah.
Beautiful. How are you, mate?
Good. Is that too bright? Does that look okay?
You're fine, mate. You're fine. You're looking great. I love the t-shirt as well.
Yeah, I thought I better wear some swag, right?
I love it, mate. So how you been? Thanks for coming on.
Good, of course. You know, good. I mean, yeah.
What?
Yeah, I guess I've survived so far. So everything's,
Yeah.
you know,
You got
yeah,
vaccinated, didn't you?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't going to do anything until I was needled up, as they say. Yeah, no way.
You don't feel any different? You just feel more protected?
Yeah, I guess, sure. I assume I'm normal, but that's I don't know what normal is anymore. So I don't
I,
yeah, but yeah, it's nice. Actually I play squash. It's a in doubles, and I haven't seen my buddies on the court for over. Well, for me, it's been about almost a year and a half, and so we played first time like a week and a half ago. It was like it just felt so great because everybody was vaccinated and we played, and it was just the best,
it's
you
funny you
know.
say that. My dad actually was really good at squash back in the day. He
Well,
loved it. It's a
yeah,
very physical sport, isn't it?
yeah, and no, I mean, I work out usually three to five times a week, and then you get in a squash court, and you're like, you don't think you've done anything because you're all this fast twitch muscles and stuff, the torquing and turning. And I'm seeing my chiropractor this afternoon, so he's going to fix a couple of things. So,
Do you
uh,
recommend the Cairo? I'm flirting with the idea, but I don't
yeah,
know.
it's been a while. It's been a while, and the reason is because this guy is same age as I am, and he's very fit. He's into working out, and he understands the sport of squash. You go to a chiropractor and say squash, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
So he knows exactly what's going on, and I need someone like that and we're moving right now. I don't know what it is, but like this hurts, and like this, my neck, and I've like the tinnitus. I got tinnitus going on. It's probably from the stress. Like my back is like, what's going on? I
So
thought I'm a
I
mess.
shouldn't be laughing, but
I'm a mess. You are. No, it's okay. But it's like, come on. What's going Stop it. I just want to be fine. Uh,
uh, maybe it's the clank voice because I know that strains your neck a little bit when you go.
it does. It does. Did you? Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but yeah, I know that if I'm not doing it,
Love it, love
properly,
it.
my head isn't going back and forth, but literally, it's like, yes, of course, Ratchet. We must find Captain. My head's like this, so no wonder after almost 20 years of doing that character, you're thinking, well, why is that? Oh yeah, right, Clank. Yeah.
I love your little. What would you call this? Study area,
Oh, the studio.
studio. Is this your studio?
Yeah, it is. It's my
This
studio.
is
I'll
where
do
it
the
gets done. The voice work.
Yeah, it's all in here. I'll do the old Saturday Night Live flyby. David Kaye. Yeah, it's some of the toys are up top. I don't know if you can see them up there. I don't know. I guess you can't, but
Yeah, I got
um,
a. Is that a Mickey Mouse? Something Mickey Mouse up there, or what? What am I
yeah, it's
seeing?
well that over there is like my ode to Rob Paulson.
Oh,
I
what a
went
legend!
Yakko Wacko, and I get the cups, but up top there you can't really quite see. I don't know if you can see anything up there.
Yeah, I could
Um,
see a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
so let me see if I can. Yeah, the toys are up there.
Yeah. Oh, nice, nice.
Transformers and Beast Wars and some of the stuff. But and I love this studio. But the sad thing is we're moving 50 miles north. We're getting out of the city, moving 50 miles north of the city, and I have to sort of do this all over again. So there'll be a kind of a temporary situation, um, but I will definitely have to probably build another outbuilding and put the studio, have it separate from the house
You're in
because
LA, yeah?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, time to get out of here. Time to move.
yeah. Is that a? That's a nice Ratchet. Where'd you get that one from? That action figure. People are asking.
That was a movie, and
That's the movie one.
yeah, they gave us I think James and I we had a dinner uh not too far from my house, which was kind of very, very convenient. Uh, and yeah, I actually on one of the interviews I broke Clank's arm and I had to get some Gorilla Glue and fix it. But he's a great character there, and he goes on the back of Ratchet, and I set him over there.
I love it,
So,
mate. Well, I've
yeah.
got to say straight off the bat, I think you're incredible what you do, man, and your work,
Thank you.
and
Thank you very much.
no, seriously, I think you're one of the most talented actors. I won't just call you a voice actor; I'll call you an
Oh,
actor.
stop it! Stop it! Don't stop!
I'm
Don't
going to do a bit
stop!
of brown nosing
Don't
before
stop!
we get into
Don't
everything.
stop!
No, but seriously, like, how do you feel though, like doing this character for nearly 20 years, Clank, and
Bizarre.
the latest
Bizarre.
games come out. Like, how does it feel?
It's we did a big sort of launch with there was like 300 plus people on it, mostly in Insomniac and from marketing on Sony. Everybody was on it on the launch day, and Ted Price. I said, it's we're doing the voice, and he said, um, you're the only original from the very start. And I thought, wow, I didn't know. I
Wow,
forgot because
really?
Mikey Kelly was Ratchet on the first game, and I know Mikey, and then James. I didn't realize. I forgot that James came in on the second. I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
and then and I didn't. And I knew James from the industry, and
Yep.
I knew talented son of a gun, and I always wanted to work with him. And I remember way back, I said, "Oh, cool! I get to work with James," but I never got to see him until about the fourth or fifth game in, and he was we were recording in Burbank, and because generally they block you, put you in a block of like a 4 hour block, and you record your stuff or whatever it is, and then sometimes Jim Ward would come in and somebody else would come in, and our schedules wouldn't kind of mesh. I think he was living outside the city at the time as well, and so but actually we finally met. The engineer, so Morgan says, "Hey, Ratchet's here." And I go, "What? What? He's here?" So, and when we got a picture taken, I remember, and James, I'm much taller than James, and so it didn't really. I go, "Wait a second, this is not right. Let me get on your back." He goes, "No, no, no, get on my." But yeah, I didn't really work with or meet him during doing the game until about 4 or 5 games in, and we worked together on the film, that one back there, and we actually got to work together in the studio, doing some scenes on the film. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah. So you're just blessed. You're just proud of all the games and the work you've done on this character so
Yeah,
far.
it's wild. I mean, look, man, they don't. It's really rare that you get to inhabit these characters for any more than a game or a season or two, or and
Mm.
it's rare. Like even with Beast Wars and Megatron. I mean, we did that for a few seasons, and then we stopped.
Mm.
But Ratchet and Clank it's continued. So continuously, I guess it's the longest character I've done for a long time. That doesn't make any sense. It's the longest. What? It's still Monday morning over here. It's the longest I've ever been involved in voicing a character continuously. So it's a rarity in this business. So it's kind of weird. I mean, I go through my day not thinking anything of it, and then you bring it up, and I'm like, holy, yeah, geez, I guess you're right. So it does make you feel a little old sometimes. It also makes you feel, as you say, blessed. It makes you feel,
Mm.
wow, man. It makes you feel honored, uh, because some of these characters. It's one of the ones I came up with. I mean, when I got the paragraph way back in, I guess, the late '90s, right? That they sent me a paragraph and a description of the character, and there's like no drawing or anything. It was a paragraph. It's just a small.
For Clank, you talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I just they wanted him robotic, but they wanted him to have a human side. So I always, when I'm developing characters, I always try and they have to have a soul, right?
Yeah,
It's
they have to. Yeah.
like you and I. It's a living, breathing human being, or a living, breathing being, whatever it is. But they have to have a soul, and so that's the trick, is coming up with that. I think at that time in my career, I really wasn't thinking about that. Um, Now I'm like, oh my God, yeah, you did. Characters they have to have it's a being. But at the time I was thinking, well, how do I walk that razor's edge, and robotic, but he has feelings, or so he's an AI. And
Mm.
I don't even think back in that day we called it AI. We just called it a robot. But I just started talking like this. Ratchet, we must find, in my
So that
head.
was your first. That was the first voice that came out. Ended up being the
Yeah,
voice.
Yeah, and Ted Price on the Zoom
Wow.
call today, Ted thought that I'd processed the voice or I did something to it.
That's what I thought as a kid growing up. I thought there's a filter on this or something. I couldn't
There's a few.
believe it.
Yes, it's yeah, I'm not sure why I seem to gravitate toward robots, robot grandpas, literally.
Typecast.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's been what is it with the robots? What's going on? There's something. What is that? What does it mean? Um, but I love it, and in the film, there's some touching moments, and you get to sort of, my goal was to make somebody cry. I wanted this robot to make someone cry. I wanted this robot to feel.
Mm.
I wanted that feeling. That was my intent. Some of these scenes where it was a touching moment between best friends. You are my best friend. It's something
It's
lovable
sweet.
about the character. Yeah, he's just so innocent. And I gotta say too, we all mentioned. I mean, with Ted Price, Brian, Ryan Schneider, and Patrick Mahalik, who's and Chris Zimmerman, the voice director, Lauren Mee, the head writer. Now, Lauren mentioned on the call that she had played the game and fell in love with Ratchet and Clank in second grade,
No
uh,
way.
grade two if you're Canadian or Australian, second grade. And so here's this girl working in a AAA product, Sony, PlayStation, Somniac, and she's the head writer on this game. And she got emotional and said, "Oh my God, I can't believe." Um, it's just so cool to know that you're part of something that brings people joy. And that was the biggest sort of takeaway I got from the big launch that we had with Insomniac folks and some of the cast is this game. And I agree with them. Yeah, I think it was, who was it? Was it Marcus Smith, the head guys? It was such a game that's needed right now. We somehow managed to finish it and do it during the pandemic. I mean, we're still not out of it yet,
And I
but
don't know
we
how they made it so polished and look so good.
yeah, like because in the studio we used the lav mics they use, the Omnis in on movies. They're the one that the hang you put on a baseball cap backwards, you put it on your forehead. That's the mic. I didn't use this baby.
Really?
It was recorded with the Omni, so it's like being on set. You
Hold
know,
on. Why was that? What was
except
the reason for that?
I think it's just the quality. It's just maybe some audiophile will know this answer better than I, but it just sounded great. It sounded
Consistency, maybe across the
consistent.
cast.
Yeah, for one of the thing, yes, everybody had the same mic,
Yeah.
same, so they wanted that. But I love the idea of using. I never thought of using the Omni because it's a powerful, wonderful mic to use it in all of in all the films.
Mm.
And a little ball, sits right here on your forehead, and it picks up. It's fantastic. But getting back to this, the joy of this game, it's a game that's needed by the world right now. Just something to make you smile and go away, and because you turn on the news like this morning, I'm like, what am I scrolling through my phone for? Why do I do this to myself?
Mm.
It's the news is never really that great.
I
Like,
know, isn't it? It's just a bit depressing.
why did I look? Oh, what's that?
It's a little bit
So
depressing sometimes. Yeah.
man, so it really is. It takes a lot of work, especially for me, who look, I'm a hypochondriac at the best of times, and I'm an empath, and I worry, and that's just in my nature, I guess. And so it's just nice to have something fun to talk about, and the game brings joy. People are chatting about it. It's social media. They're loving the game. It's like, yes, this is good. We need this. And that was the sort of the through line of the entire conversation the other day with the Insomniac folks in the launch. So it's good to be a part of.
And you mentioned the lead writer got emotional. Have you ever been emotional doing the voice at all? Have you ever?
Oh yeah, I can. This is one of the things. The longer that you're on the planet and the longer you're in the business, you can cry at the drop of a hat. I know people
Really?
think, yeah, I can go there. And
Wow.
it comes from some great acting teachers, and just as it really is about truth. And I know it's used over and over again ad nauseum in acting situations where, being in the moment and really, listening and reacting, and again, when the character has a soul, it's easy to do that. You know, I love those opportunities to see if I can, turn on the fireworks, turn on the waterworks,
Waterworks.
fireworks. I'm sorry, I think of July 4. Oh God, yeah. So, but yeah, I love that challenge, and being behind the microphone. On camera, you can get a sense, as by looking at a scene. Somebody's they're thinking, but you have to do that behind the mic. And I love
Mm.
that challenge. That's one of the big things is you got to bring it behind here, and you got to hear it. And I just love that, so, and props to the writers as well. I mean, Lauren and all the writers on the project. I mean, it's a hell of a talent. Like I look at writing as something like the unattainable, like mystery thing. I just, people tell me I should write stuff, and I do enjoy it, but to be able to craft it in a way that
To
makes
write a
sense.
good story is not easy. Let's be
Oh
honest.
my, yeah. There's a lot of stories there, but great stories. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about Charles Dickens, so you read a paragraph and you go, how do you do that? How in the world? How do you, like, I get blown away. I can't, it's hard for me to get through a Charles Dickens book because I can't get past the fact that someone wrote that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of awesome questions here from viewers. A lot of people
Thanks.
saying you're their favorite voice actor ever and things like that.
God,
So
I just like that makes me want to cry because I mean,
yeah,
I'm sorry to go on, but I mean
no,
I got into radio because I love I love listening to radio, and I was into that, and listening to I even at a young age I love the old radio shows. Um, I just love that theater of the mind stuff, man.
oh yeah,
And you know there was a convention, I can't remember, a bot con somewhere, and we were on a panel for the Transformers animated crew, and it was Bumper and Tara Strong and I. And somebody asked a question, a bunch of people, and a woman puts her hand up and she stands up. I just want to tell you guys, you're all great. We love you. And I just want to let you know that, my son, who was there playing with his toy, that he was in hospital and, a serious condition. And I think he was fighting a childhood cancer at the time. I think he was fine, but
hmm
there was some dark days there. And she said that I just want to let you know that, Transformers like probably saved him and kept him, positive. And we're like looking at each other thinking, ooh. So I used to look at my friends who are doctors and engineers and lawyers, and, things that we sort of are programmed to think are, you know, um, the epitome of, and I always thought, well, geez, I just do funny voices. I kind of feel useless here. What do I? But when that woman said that, we realized that, we do something. We do help.
mm,
We tell stories and do what we do. And it's not brain surgery, but I think it's wouldn't you agree that it's needed? That's
hundred
they're
percent.
very important. So I didn't feel as bad after that, and we brought him up on stage, and he sat with me, and that was very emotional, to know that what something we did meant that much to someone, and
Oh,
from
that's
that moment,
amazing.
I never take it for granted ever, what we do. So
That's amazing. I love that. And it would be the same with Ratchet and Clank and a lot of your projects because you do a lot of, child friendly stuff, don't you?
yeah, robots, grandpas and grandpa robots. Yes, I.
So how was 2020 for you, mate? You mentioned you get a little bit of anxiety, a bit like me
It's
with
rough.
the whole thing.
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, the
Yeah.
good news is this room here, this saved my butt. In the fact that I've always had a studio at home. Just because of the nature of the business I do all kinds of different things, not just cartoons, but radio and television, trailers, promos, and you have to be available and have this sort of setup. So this was great. Business wise, the last year was great.
Mhm.
We had all our cartoons, the games and stuff were all done from our home studios. But personally, emotionally, and the first 4 months, at least were rough. Uh, and I like to remain physical and work out. So we had a little gym in the garage. My son and I set up, and between here and the garage and the backyard, yeah, I was okay. But there were a lot of nights my wife had to slap me upside the head. Well, I couldn't sleep, or you're worried about,
Hmm.
couldn't travel, you couldn't go anywhere. And I was on an airplane. God, sometimes it's like once every week or two or so, just going somewhere.
Same here, and then just nothing.
Yeah. Well, Australians are notorious for, you could be in the middle of the Gobi Desert and you'd come across somebody like, hey, Mike, Australia, I knew it. Because, you guys travel and it's wonderful. You travel the world and it's so great. Americans don't travel enough. I think 14, 15%, really travel. They have no idea what's out there.
Really? Yeah.
But I think so. Yeah. That's just the latest numbers. It's a shame because travel is a way to bring people together. And,
Yeah.
when you only have, one idea of what something is, you have no idea. And so
Mm.
I was, worried about the planet. It's just stop worrying so much. And I was just doing all that sort of stuff. But my wife and my son and my daughter, and, we all got through it. And, we got to the vaccination and we got those done out of the way, and our little, our little thing to do something for humanity. And yeah, I'm feeling much better now.
Yeah.
But we're moving, and that's the most stressful thing you can ever do. So we're in the middle of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned your kids. What do they
Mhm.
think of Dad's job? Are they impressed? Do they tell their friends, or are they a bit like, "Oh, Dad, he's not cool," or what? What's their stance on it all?
It's funny because I thought they didn't say anything or think anything at all, but then out of the blue, my son will say, "Yeah, I told a friend of mine at work, and he's like, he's a huge fan of like some show you do." So they do use it. And then my daughter said, "Oh, by the way, this customer, this client or whatever," and I told her what you do, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's my favorite show." When people find out I'm doing stuff for Last Week Tonight and John Oliver's show, I usually get a lot of like, "Oh, oh my God, you do that." And now, so over here at the John Oliver show is, the show's won a bunch of awards, and I've been fortunate enough to be a part of it. And
The narrator, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's been amazing. But yeah, I think they're pretty. I think my son wish he could do voiceover. I want to get him in here to start because he's got a great voice. Um, I said, "Why don't you come and just play around?" And he said, "Yeah, but I'll look stupid." I go, "That's the point. You can't be afraid of looking stupid because rule number one."
Yeah, right. So did he get his hands on a PS5, or have you been able to see your work in this game?
Yeah. He said,
Yeah.
"Oh, by the way, PS5." I go, "What? How did you get a PS5? I don't even have a PS5." But he has it at his place. I got to go to his place if I'm going to play. And if I'm going to play the game, which is incredible, I've seen bits and pieces of it, and it's like, wow, just by seeing it. But I want to have the whole immersive thing. I want to have the 3D audio. I want to have the whole thing. So when we move to our new place, and I have a moment, and we're talking probably a couple of months here, I'm going to sit down and go, "Okay, all right, we're going to play the game." Otherwise, there's too many distractions right now. I want to be
You want to be locked in.
yeah, I want to be locked in. Yeah, I think with this game you have to be. And from what I've heard, it's really easy to get the time goes away, and next thing you know, it's 6 a.m.
Well, it's funny
Up
you
all night.
mentioned that. I beat it in nearly one sitting because I just couldn't put it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. One of the few games I played all the way through. The very first one I did. I think I have the original one here. It's up here somewhere. But I was so I stayed up all night and defeated the game first, and I was so thrilled.
Isn't it
My wife,
crazy seeing the difference from the first one to now? I mean, it's
yeah,
unbelievable.
it would be so nice. I don't know. I guess technology to just play from one all the way through and just sort of go on the same. I don't know if they can do that
In
or
the
if
same
that's
graphic quality, you mean?
the same sort of. Yeah, it'd be kind of neat to see
Mm.
how that, or play it on. Is it backwards? I'm not sure if it's backwards
It's not.
compatible.
It's only PS5. Yeah, it's a PS5
PS5, right?
exclusive. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, when they say dazzling, stunning visuals, they are crazy, and Pixar like, and yeah, the reviews have been great. And the 4K HDR stuff. I mean, that's I'm all over that.
Do you look at
So
reviews for the games
I,
you're
I
in?
don't. I
No.
don't. I've read a couple. Gene from the Washington Post, I think it was, or read something that he wrote. And he said something about, it's almost flawless, which I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. But the
Besides
speed
that
of
Clank actor, he was a bit off, but
yeah,
everything else was good.
everything else is but essentially flawless, except the robot. But the seamless way you can hop to worlds with the speed of this machine is
Oh,
because I remember you should remember the earlier games. It kind of took a second, and this one, and it kind of takes you out of the moment. When you have to kind of wait and you
yeah.
sit, you go back in. This one, you're in. That's what I've heard people say that because of the speed of the machine and how powerful it is, you're in. You're
Well,
in
they
for
hide all the load times, so you never actually, back in the day, there's loading screens. Well, there's none of
yeah,
that now.
all
It's
the time.
just straight
Yeah,
in. You
straight
never
in.
even notice it. So it's
Yeah,
incredible.
and the weapons are awesome. When we were going through the records, and I always would want to know about like the weapons. Like, what's this one? What does this do?
Yeah.
The enforcer, the burst pistol.
Oh, the weapons are so fun, so varied.
Yeah,
I don't know how
yeah.
they come up with
The shatter bomb, the shatter bomb.
it.
Yeah.
Intimidator X here says, "Hey David, hope you're doing well. Love your work. Can you
Thank you.
please say a BW Megatron quote for me, as I remember the old days as well? Hope you're doing well, Danny boy. Love from Malta."
Oh, Malta.
Yeah.
Oh God, I want to go to Malta. My good friend lives on Malta. Nails Mahoney. See if you can find Nails Mahoney for me. He's a radio guy. He might even be on the air over there. I always like this one. I like. Maybe you like this one. So, the Tripedicus Council still smooches the skid plates of the Maximal Elders. Yes. I always like
How
that
do you
one.
remember that?
There's one here. Hang on. No.
Where is my rubber ducky?
That's my. This is the new
my,
yes button, by the way.
where is my rubber ducky?
Where's my rubber ducky? Don't. Yeah. Side guns. Yeah, man, that character. And I have him there. There he is. You see him there. Yeah.
He's another special one, I'm guessing.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. But yeah, man. That's great. Thank you for asking that. I always like to bring up Megs.
Lecky here says, "Hey David, love your work. Could you say lesbian rights as Clank? Love from Australia."
Lesbian riots. Is that what I was?
Lesbian rights.
Oh.
Lesbian rights. Ratchet. Lesbian rights.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Awesome.
There you go.
David, you're an absolute legend, sir. Do you find it easy?
Happy Pride, by the way. It said Pride Month here, so I just should throw that out there.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
David, you're an absolute legend, sir. Do you find it easy or difficult to switch between so many different voices?
No, because I've been doing it since I was 2. Apparently, that's normal for me. I go in and out of stuff all the time, even by myself. Man, during the height of the pandemic, I was like talking to myself in all kinds of cool voices.
Did you come up with anything new?
Yeah, a few things. I was working on a few different things. But yeah, I don't find it difficult. There's some shows though you're on that you'll need a refresher, like before you start to record. Everybody will do the levels and the microphones, and we'll get they'll play down your ref just so yeah. It's yeah, I love that part.
Charles Johnson, I love Rift Apart, simple next gen masterpiece. I really want to thank you for letting us experience your talent and all your work in the past, David. From Charles.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Charles.
Wow. Melanie here says, "Love the Ratchet figure in the background. That looks sick. Where can I get it?"
Awesome. You can't.
I think it's one of 5.
Really? That's awesome.
There's not many of these. I have another one I packed up. It's a metal one from an earlier game. It's really cool. It's a this is like a composite sort of thing, but I love this. Yeah.
Yeah, so cool.
Clank goes on the back there.
I gotta say, I like Clank over Ratchet, and I'm not just saying that because you're here either.
Oh no, I mean,
I love them both. I love them both.
I couldn't imagine. I know I had my little thing with a Secret Agent Clank. There he is, back on Ratchet's back. There it is. See him? There it is.
That's cool.
But the two of them together are, it's a buddy. It's a great team. And this game here is so cool because you've got new characters coming and it's different worlds, and they get separated a bit, and they're like, how the hell are we gonna do that? So it's just you'll love what's in store if you haven't played it yet.
Well, yeah, you do a lot of obviously you weren't talking to Jennifer Hale, Rivet, but Clank's got a lot of scenes with her in this one with Rivet, doesn't she?
Yeah, and I love Jen. I mean, friends. She's a good friend of mine as well, and we were actually texting. I should text her right now. We're talking about you.
Well, I'm having her on. So, what do you want me to tell her? Is there anything you want me to tell her?
Tell her we're moving. I'll text you later. Love you.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. Joel Rodriguez here. The friendship between Ratchet and Clank is among my favorites. I love their relationship, and Clank is my favorite in the series.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, these
so kind of you to say.
It never gets old, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Panzu, David, your favorite voice line from the Ratchet and Clank games? Do you have a favorite line?
Oh, well, I mean, there's a ton of them, and let me see. I love the let me just hang on a second. I'm doing some cheating.
Ratchet and Clank line.
I can never, yeah, I don't know where it is. I can't. It's the opening. It's that opening scene of the movie. The movie, that we did, the opening scene. I always love that when he comes out of when we were introduced to Clank.
Okay.
But my throwback is,
but Ratchet, we must find Captain Core quickly.
I mean, it's easy to remember that one. But there's some other ones here. I'll search around because there's some good lines from him.
And we're going to give you some slack because I don't know how many lines you've recorded as Clank, but it's quite a few.
Hundreds. I mean, this particular game, Rift Apart, there was a lot of dialogue.
Really?
There's a lot of it. And I always felt sorry for the people who had to edit the whole thing. Yeah, a lot of times, you do sessions and they, like I said, they book you for 4 hours and you're like, you're kind of, maybe 2 hours tops. And sometimes you get, we're done. Like, want to go for lunch? Okay. But a lot of these sessions went the full 4. They went like top to bottom, and dialogue heavy. So, yeah, I'm finding some quotes here just to have them handy.
Just throw them out during our talk.
Yeah.
Charles Johnson, Insomniac Games is the best video game developer in my opinion, hands down. Oh. Fantastic work from Spider-Man to Rift Apart. They're incredible.
Yeah, they are something else, and it's I equate them, and correct me if I'm wrong. They're like, to me, the video game equivalent of Pixar, where they spend so much, like Pete Docter and those folks spend so much time on story, and the Insomniac is the same thing. They really spend a lot of time on developing the story, and I think that's really cool, especially for a video game. And when I started playing video games, it was the body blow, body blow. It was all that, and that's all there was. But the worlds now that we're being drawn into some of the VR stuff happening, and that's where it's all headed in the immersive entertainment.
Mhm.
I think it's almost like if you think of like Mozart and those guys and Beethoven, very young, writing symphonies in their head and seeing the notes and seeing it all happen. I mean, that blows me away. It's the same idea with this crew and any crew that does a story, but it's almost like they see everything in their head. All these 300 plus people working on the game, they see it all here and they're able to bring it to life. That to me is just amazing. Amazing.
I love it. I love it. Besides secret agent movies, what other movies or shows could you see Clank in, David?
Crossover, huh?
Yeah.
He should show up in Spider-Man at some point.
Spider-Man, yeah, a little Easter egg.
There was something, I don't know. It's a good question. There's a few. I found a few quotes here that are kind of fun. I remember these.
Go for it.
They're very very short, but I remember the Clank.
There is a lot of space in space.
Dr. Nefarious, man, and Robin Atkins does such a great job.
The point is, you're going to use one-liners. They should.
I don't know how he does it. Oh my God!
How does he do it without wrecking his voice?
I don't know.
Seriously,
he is a supreme talent, and it's crazy.
Dan, can you ask David? Does he still like the Jobby the Hong after the line?
Oh,
you know what that means? I'm lost.
Yeah, Jobby is he's a internet YouTube sensation, a toy reviewer. He's quite funny.
Okay.
I really love his stuff. Yeah, he sent me some t-shirts. I sent him a yes button. No, I think he's hilarious. It's all good.
Has David ever done any audiobooks? I think his voice is perfect for them.
Yeah, I have actually. That's a good question. I did. My first one was a Star Trek series, and I don't know if I've even heard it. It was back. I remember it was back when 9/11 happened. I remember recording the series and going out for a break, and there was no air traffic in LA, which is like we're looking at, wow, isn't this weird? Recorded during that time, and then recently done a couple of The Cat's Maw, written by a friend, Brooke Burgess, and it's a brilliant story, and I did that with Brooke, and there's another project there. Oh gosh, and Ryan Schneider is with Insomniac, and his father got me to do a book.
So you've done a few.
Yeah, not a lot, because it takes time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
I'm so sorry. I need to find out the name of the audiobook that I did.
Don't worry, your memory's just as good as mine.
Oh boy, yeah. Go ahead. I'm just gonna text someone here to get me the name, because I do want to plug it, because
please do.
Ryan's with Insomniac, and his father is the one who, so I need to know. Look, I don't want to screw that up. Okay, go ahead, yes.
Insomniac are made up of some true tech wizards, says Melanie. The new game looks amazing, says G-Man. Just Vincent says, hi, Clank.
Hi. Where are you from?
I think he's from South Africa from memory. Just Vincent.
Really?
We've got people from all over the globe.
We were supposed to go to South Africa this past year, of course.
Yeah.
And visit wine country. And I have some winemakers not in Stellenbosch area, and that I'd love to go visit. So one day we got to get over there.
You ever been to Australia?
Yeah, but just the airport. I've been to New Zealand.
Oh,
I've
really?
been to Peahigh Beach. I have a distant relative in Auckland. I walked all over that city, man. I did a convention there. I walked all over the city. I walked and walked and walked and walked and walked. And the audiobook is called Misfire. It's fantastic. Called Misfire. It's a fantastic book. So yeah, Misfire. It's available on Audible
everywhere.
Everywhere. And I always feel bad because I'm a type of person. I don't pay a lot of attention sometimes. And this was early on when I was doing conventions, and they brought me down. It was so nice to bring me down to Australia or to New Zealand. Sorry. And I got a chance to see some, rugby. And I when I get invited to conventions, I will, I'll do my stuff and be there. But I want to know where I am. So I'll do hikes and
You'll bathe in the culture.
Yes, very much so. I really want to do that. I just don't want to go and stay in a hotel and leave. I want to experience it. So, the meat pies and, and I did that and the All Blacks. And
how'd you find the rugby?
Outstanding. I love it because I'm Welsh by heritage. So, rugby's in my blood.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of fun. So anyway, I was invited. There was a dinner at night at the hotel, and I wasn't staying at the hotel because I had points on some other hotel. Anyway, I got there, and I wasn't feeling that great, and I think, and I was at the table, and I think these people had paid extra money to sit at the table I was at, and here's me not realizing that, saying, I'm not feeling that great. I'm just gonna leave. So I left. And I think I was supposed to stay because they had paid money to sit. I had no idea.
Oh, no.
I think it wasn't communicated to me, but I believe that's what happened. So I'm not sure I'm ever going to be invited back to New Zealand. But just if anybody's listening and real, I had no idea. And I to this day I'm like, and that was years ago. I'm like, oh my God, I probably just and I wasn't feeling that great. I don't know, something I ate or jet like something. I was just off.
Yeah.
And because I went for runs. I probably just didn't eat enough or have enough water. But I still feel so bad about that. This is one of the reasons I probably have not been invited back to Australia or New Zealand because I skipped out on my dinner duty.
We forgive you, mate. Don't worry. We forgive you. Charles says you're the and now this guy.
And now, yes. Yes, I have actually, I'll show you. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can reach. Hang on. There. There's a John Oliver.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you have the Clank Ratchet and Clank pop vinyl? Surely.
I don't.
What?
I don't have that. No, I didn't see. I didn't realize there was one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to get one of those.
Me too. Yes, I need it too.
And now, newscasters acting weird. Peeps. I do all that stuff.
Well, a lot of people don't know you do a lot of movie trailer stuff, like in theaters this holiday, or that sort of voice as well.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of those as well. I did one just before our interview here this morning with the UK. I'll be all over the Cruella trailers in England, in the UK.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, international. You might hear them there as well. But I'm doing international stuff for Cruella.
Did you do stuff for A Way Back, Ben Affleck?
Yes, I did. I did The Way Back.
So.
I did a couple of films for Warner Brothers, Clint Eastwood's movie, The Way Back. Yeah, it's a different attack.
I love that voice, man.
Storytelling. It's just my voice, but it's very... Trailer is a bit of a different animal, where one of my mentors and friends was the late, great Don LaFontaine, and he's the one who said, you should be doing this, man. You should be doing this, what you should be doing. So trailer is a very difficult business to break into. And even when you're in the business, it's still difficult to, it kind of goes in fits and starts. But I've been very fortunate to have done a bunch, and they still want me to, for stuff, which is great. But it's storytelling, and it's, again, walking the razor's edge. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to underdo it. You just want to kind of, oh gosh, Don used to call it the eye roll. When you go into a movie theater, the reason the narrator comes on and says, "In a world, one man, a story about," they want to take you out of your world, crappy world, because you want to go away for a couple of hours and watch a movie. So that the whole point of saying "in a world" is your imagination. It takes you out. You don't want a voice, or you don't want something to kind of just. It's like when you're loading, when the early games load, it says loading. You don't want that in the movie theater. You want to be immersed.
Transported.
You want to be taken away, transformed to a different place, a time. You want to be elsewhere. And that was the whole point of the voice. You don't want a voice to take you out of it, and sell you anything. I always say trailers is like, sell me the movie, but don't sell me. Give me everything, but give me nothing. That's sort of the the
Yeah.
line you have to walk in trailers. And one of the trailers I did for Pixar, which one was which did I do for Pixar?
Not Up?
Not Up. I was in Up. For crying out loud! So you got to cheat again.
New one?
Pixar movies.
I love how your memory is just as bad as mine. I love it.
Coco. I'm sorry.
Coco, great movie. Great movie.
So the trailer I did for Coco, you can go on the website and see it. But it's very specific. So once every so often, something they visit our world, but nobody visits their world or something like that. Until now. So the two words were until now. And the rest of the trailer was great. They loved it, but we took a half an hour on the until now because it had to sound magical and not forced and sound like, because there's going to be a big reveal after those words. So it had to be just perfect. And it took a half hour on those two words. So that's how specific trailer can be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
Which I love. I love that.
Now, I don't know if it's too much to ask. I'm doing a new intro for my show. Is there anything you can say in that voice about Dan Allen Gaming?
Of course. Just tell me what to say, because you know I can't think of it.
How about the greatest interviewer in the world, Dan Allen Gaming?
The greatest interviewer of all time, Dan Allen Gaming. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
In a world where Dan Allen Gaming is an interviewer, this is it. If there's one podcast you want to hear this year, it's Dan Allen Gaming, in theaters Friday.
Man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Man. You've made my day. You've made my day.
In the world of in the realm there of.
I'm going to be using that now, so I hope you don't mind.
In the Miguel Ferrar era there, and Miguel was an immense talent. He passed away a few years ago.
Yeah,
and he's a legend. And they brought me in to try and to do his voice for Vandal Savage on the Young Justice series, and it was
love that
really,
show, by the way. Sorry to cut you off.
It's so cool, isn't it? There's another thing that's deep, I was just thrilled to be involved in that. And he had this voice that comes from here, 50,000 years of life. And it was just wonderful. And I was just lucky to be enough in that realm that I was able to sort of get into that, specific, but there's no replacing him. But boy, that was nerve wracking. It was nerve wracking to it's tough to come in and do that when someone is
replacing a legend like that, or there's some nerves there at least.
Yeah. But he was a great trailer voice, and he lived in here, and I love that. It just all comes from this area.
Ari says epic voice. Kisma says I've got chills. That was so good, G-Man. Hunter says amazing, awesome. People are loving it, mate.
Cool. I love trailers, man. They're cool.
Gracie here says, I just want to say I'm a huge fan of David, and I love his voice as Clank. I've grown up with Ratchet and Clank series from the PS2. Love your work, David.
Thank you. Yeah, I just got rid of a PS2 because we're moving. You get rid of all kinds of stuff, and we found a PS2, and we're gonna sell that and donate that. I think. It's hard to believe.
Yeah,
hard to believe. Time's gone fast.
Hey Dan, send my regards from Canada to David.
Hey, Canada. That's where I was born. Peterborough, Ontario. Woo!
Is this the first time you've worked with Jen Hale? Both of you are epic.
No, I've worked with Jen a bunch of times. We were in Avengers Assemble together. Some of the Avengers stuff from Marvel.
I think between you and Jen, that covers every game that's ever come out or show.
Yeah. She's just she's such a calming force. Whenever you're around Jen, you just feel like everything's going to be okay.
Yeah,
we're gonna be fine. Yeah, she's really down to earth, wonderful. Another Canadian, and
that gives her some brownie points.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, of course.
Craig here says, Dave, if you could pick one character to voice that you haven't done yet, what would you pick?
Anything in the Star Wars realm.
Ooh.
You know, I know I was did some General Tandon in, for Dave Filoni there, 6 years ago or so, and I was thrilled. Maybe 4 years ago. But anything in the, like when I watch The Mandalorian or I watch Star Wars, and oh, I'd love to be a voice in one of these things. How do you do that? How do you become one? I ache to be involved in something Star Wars, like a live action character. I've always dug that.
Oh, in one of the movies, not an animated show or anything.
Yeah, just a live action thing. Like I love The Mandalorian; it was so cool, and Dave Filoni. By the way, Dave directs. I was in a couple times as a guest on that show. It was so neat to be with everybody. But he is such a cool director. It was like you'd do a scene, and Dave's like, "Yeah, it sounds good. You guys know what you're doing. Okay, let's just go to the next one." I go, "Oh, that was okay. That's pretty. We're going to be in and out of here in a heartbeat." But Dave knows that we know what we're doing, and if he hears something that he'll have to do it. But he was just so chill and so easy, and I'd love to work with Dave again one day for sure.
Gracie, David, could you please say "You're awesome, Grace"? In what voice? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm guessing Clank.
You're awesome, Grace. Yes, you are. Don't argue. I know awesome when I see it. And you are awesome, Grace.
David, thank you for giving me my childhood. My very first game was Ratchet and Clank 1. You are my childhood. I really want to thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for my adulthood. If that makes you're very welcome. I got to say, when I first met Frank Welker, I said the same thing to him because he was Scooby-Doo when I was a kid, and
wow,
he's still doing it. So when I'm in the room and I've done a bunch of Scooby-Doos and Frank's down there, and okay, you're like, oh my God, that's Scooby-Doo. He's right. That's my childhood. So I feel the same way about my heroes.
But you're working with them.
Yeah, like what? Frank Welker? Yeah, pretty cool. And when I met, Peter Cullen, it was so awesome. I thought Peter, don't hate me, Peter. Yeah, they're all great. They're really great folks.
Now I got to quickly ask about a couple other games that you've been in that I'm fans of. First one, Arkham City, Commissioner Gordon. Do you remember doing that?
Yes, Batman. Commissioner Gordon. Yeah, he was. That was great, man.
Rocksteady.
Rocksteady.
Rocksteady were the company, yeah. Developers.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. He was from the guy was from London.
They're from London, yeah, UK based.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, that was cool. That was really neat to be involved in anything Batman too. Is also awesome.
Yeah. How do you approach that? Because it's a pretty big character, big world.
You just try. I was just trying to keep him in the realm that I thought he would be in. I really don't. It's just.
You want to watch the source material a lot, or do you try and go in fresh?
Sometimes I try and go in fresh. I mean, my Commissioner Gordon was Batman. Where's Robin? The old the old series.
Yeah, right.
Bit
more campy.
Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. Commissioner Gordon, I must ask you to please step off my shoe.
I'm sorry, Bob. I'm too close, aren't I? Robin. Yeah.
Oh man, you're making me laugh too much.
Adam West, man.
My cheeks are hurting now. Nathan Hale in Resistance. That's a great set of games over there.
Yeah, he's like the Jason Statham of. He's like the American Jason Statham.
So wasn't he like this, right? He only talks like that. And Nathan Hale's kind of in here. Just he's got a pack on his shoulders and the world away. We're weight of the world on his shoulders. That's how he's sort of world weary. That's what they directed in. But that'd be kind of fun to do that again. I love that game as well.
We need to get another Resistance game, mate.
Yeah,
it's been too long.
Yeah, I agree. It was creepy. I loved playing the game, and he's just a cool character. Yeah.
Another one. Do you remember Logan Carter from Dead Island? Does that ring a bell?
Oh, Logan. Yeah, Logan. He was I think he was from Texas, something like that. He was like something in here. I think he was like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
He had a big speech, and I just played football back in high school. Some he's in that area, I think, if I recall.
Shit, I don't know how you keep doing all these voices.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Oh, far out. Surge Tech, hello, David. You are my biggest influence as a child. Hello from LA.
Oh, awesome. LA! I'm right
David,
down the road. Man.
David, quick question for you. While doing Rift Apart, will you and James do another Ratchet and Clank game, do you think?
Oh, gosh. We have no idea. I mean, I remember when we got the word on this one, I was like, oh, maybe it's over. Maybe it's all gone. But then out of the blue, your agent calls it, hey, so good news. They're going to do another. I go, oh, thank you. It's still alive. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not privy to any of that stuff. Insomniac. This game is, it's the reviews are fantastic, and so grateful and thankful, and enjoy this one.
Do you remember when you got that call that you were on for this one? Can you reveal that?
Yeah. I just the fact that my agent called out of the blue and said, hey, good news. I don't know if you've heard, but doing another game.
Is that back in 2018 or earlier or later or what? When
must have been, because what did it take? It must have been 2018.
Yeah.
Because it took us what? We're 3-4 years in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it must have been around then. And no one saw the pandemic coming, of course.
No.
Yeah. I remember the day that they were all told to leave the office. They were told to get out now. And that was quite an event over at Insomniac, because it's a large building over there in Burbank. It's like, go home now. Yeah.
Was it weird doing the work from home?
Yeah, it was. I like going in, but it was great because it was fine with me because I didn't have to go anywhere. I
went to wake up a bit later.
Yeah, it's true. But I was happy to get in here and do it because, honest to goodness, doing the cartoons and the game here and projects in the studio here kind of helped me mentally. I was just grateful for the work over over it. So, yeah.
Well, mate, I know you're a busy man, so I'll just wrap up here by saying thank you so much for your work, and thanks so much for coming on, man. I'd love to have you back someday.
I wish I really want to do this in person. I desperately want to get to Australia. We have relatives, cousins in Melbourne that we've never visited before, and I know
you'll love it, man.
Yeah, I hear it's beautiful, and I love the people, and in that part of the world when I got a taste of it when I was in New Zealand. It's not it's a little bit different. I know that in Australia that bug on the wall could probably kill you. In New Zealand, not so much. But
it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I know. But a good friend of mine married a girl from Port Macquarie, and her
wow, that's close to me. Yeah.
Is that right? Her dad's used to be a butcher, and
wow.
You really listened to him when he spoke to hear he was speaking English. I just love the accent. It's very thick.
Can I hear more of that Aussie accent of yours?
Well, it was when I listened to him talk with somebody. Oh, mate, we get out of all that. I go, I just nod my head. I'm going to take you down the that, and I go,
that's pretty good actually. Because a lot of actors I talk to, they'll stay very, very well clear from the Aussie accent. They're very scared of it, but you've just nailed it. So
kind of down in there, anyway, I just desperately want to get down there. But he called me once a long time ago, and they were on their honeymoon. He said, dude, we're like sleeping in a tent. And outside, I turn the flashlight on, and there's like this giant bugs everywhere, and Becca's freaking out. He said, "Well, actually, I'm freaking out. She's from here." He said, "Yeah, that bug. Oh, by the way, that can kill you. That jellyfish. Yeah, don't touch that. It'll kill you. If you step on that, you're dead." So I think Aussies are the toughest people in the world. I really do. It's just a bee sting, mate. You know, be in
Yeah.
hospital for 2 weeks, then I'll got it. It'll be fine. And you come out right as rain. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Julian just says here quickly, I loved Optimus, Megatron, and Hardshell voices and performance.
Oh, Hardshell.
Yes.
Hardshell. That's how I did the voice of Hardshell. At the hive.
Well, you actually held it the whole time.
I did. My jaw still
Wow.
hurts. Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Is there any upcoming projects that you can reveal, or just
Oh,
we should be on the lookout?
There's about a handful that I can't say anything about, which I don't even, why don't we bother even saying that? But you know, please follow me on Twitter at DKVO, because that's at DKAYEVO. Tara Strong hates that handle, by the way. I always want to say that. But all this stuff's coming out. Some really cool things that are going to be coming out. But Ford Cruller, I'm reprising the role of Ford Cruller in Psychonauts 2, bringing that game back, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Honey Pepper Bull Bacon, Ford Cruller. Yes, that's him in there.
And that's going to be a hell of a game. Jack Black is in it. A lot of celebs, some cool stuff.
It looks
That's
off the wall. Crazy.
It's crazy, right? So yeah, there's that. Just what else can I mention? I know that Doug Unplugged is on Apple TV here in the U.S. And that's where I play the robot grandpa. I play Eric Bauza, who's the new Bugs Bunny. I play his dad on that show.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other things happening.
So you'll be in more games. You just can't reveal.
I can't reveal. Yeah.
Okay.
There's some neat stuff coming out, both gaming and there's
In everything. Yeah.
Everything. Yes, it's just that right now, no talkie.
Yep. NDAs, the red dots on your head.
Up the wazoo. Yeah. Yeah, but please give me a follow on Twitter.
Yeah, make sure you follow David, Instagram, Twitter. Check out your website.
Yeah, davidkaye.com, and there's a bunch of clips there. But yeah, Twitter, I do most stuff on Twitter. I check Instagram once in a while, but Twitter is sort of where the bulk of the stuff
And
is.
you think you'll do any signings or anything like that?
Yeah. There's also a couple of conventions that we just put pen to paper. I'm a little nervous about getting on an airplane again, but I think late summer, early fall, look for some stuff happening. So we'll see. I'll be dressed in a hazmat suit, even though I'm vaccinated.
You're still a bit, being cautious.
Sure.
Hunter here says, do you have a cameo as well?
I do. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, I've been very busy with the Cameo. Hit me up on Cameo. There's that as well. And these silly things, we just got the new run of these. We only have I think 2,000. That's it. The new yes buttons are in, and it's available on the store and the website as well, if you're so inclined.
Amazing, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
I hope you've had fun.
I did. It's always I hear your accent and I just want to travel, and it just drives me nuts. But not quite yet.
Oh, mate. So before I let you go, one more favor. Is there anything Clank can say to Dan to wrap this one up?
Dan, please wrap it up. I have to get back to Saigon 2. I'm missing my show. Ratchet! Oh, dear.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, man. Have a great day, and look forward to chatting in person someday.
Yes, please. Likewise, man. Thanks a lot. It was great.
Thank you, man. Take care.
Okay.
Follow Dave, everyone.